We're here with Dr. Gillies at Better Books and Bibles on 16th Ave, and we have her here talking about one of her books and just doing a amazing meet and greet. Already had some great conversations with people. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, professionally, I've studied both theology and psychology. So I live in a very rural area of Ontario, and so that's kind of given me a unique perspective, I think. My work has been in psychotherapy, and particularly in the area of trauma therapy, with a specific population, so complex trauma, severely abused, those kind of individuals, but mostly adults, not so much children. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit about my background. I have 6 children and 9 grandchildren and 2 more on the way in June, so it's kind of exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really exciting time.
It's really exciting, and it's amazing the experience and training that you have coming behind the book that you've brought here. But before we get into the book itself, what got you writing in the first place?
Well, I've always had a passion for writing. My first book was called Deep Impact, and it's on complex trauma and integrating theology and psychology. So I have a real passion for seeing scripture in the area of working with people of like faith, particularly, but even for people who are not of a Christian background, just to be able to bring the presence of Christ, whether it's ever spoken or not, into that kind of setting. So I really enjoy that, and so writing reaches more people, and I do a lot of workshops on a whole lot of different topics. So everything from separation, divorce, remarriage to sexual abuse, a whole lot of different things. So I've always liked to reach more than just the one-on-one. So that's part of my desire to write. I want to reach people. The reason for this book, of course, it's very specific. It's on our sexualizing of society, basically, and a real passion for being able to see, for people to see truth and understand truth, and for the Christian church to understand some of the foundational premises that have led us to the place we are at today.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the importance of that in the recent current events. But tell us about the book that you brought today.
Well, so the book's called Closing the Floodgates, and it says, my subtitle is Setting the Record Straight About Gender and Sexuality. So this book is not, there's not a lot of Christianese in this book. It's a research book, and so it started kind of back in the late 40s with Alfred Kinsey, and so I've just compiled research that's already out there. Most of it is my own actual studies. So, but there's a tremendous amount of research in this book, very credible research, and it's very disturbing, quite honestly, to find out some of the foundational premises of where our society has been kind of escalating, and how we got to where we are. So that's kind of my passion, to expose not just Christians, but everyday people, ordinary parents, so that they begin to have a perception of the reality of the sex education programs, for instance, that are coming down the pike and are already here in our schools, and very, very scary stuff.
Well, we're glad that you wrote it and did the work of compiling all of the information for us. It's already gotten a positive response from people that we've engaged with. And what are you currently working on? I remember you mentioning something that's in the works currently.
Yeah, well, I'm actually working on an expanded edition down the road that will not be a rewrite, but there's so much happening research-wise and all the time. And so down the road I'm going to be doing some kind of revision with a lot more charts, a lot more explanation, but that's down the road. I'm also wanting to expand the complex trauma book, because every chapter in that book could be another book, and I want to make have a resource for pastors and leaders in helping highly traumatized individuals within their own congregation. So that's a real passion of mine, teaching leaders how to interact and how to create secure areas and safe places for people. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I also have some other things down the road when I get some time that I'm interested in. I have a lot of different areas, but yeah, I'll keep writing for sure.
We'll have to keep up to date with some of the things, and with the updated and expanded edition of both books. Definitely very important and critical topics for today. So thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
I believe that you're going to be around for a little bit longer for those that want to come down.
Yep.
And then, yeah, we'll be carrying your books here in store as a regular item on our shelf.
Thank you.
And definitely a good thing to have on the bookshelf in these topics.